And Amanda, Lori, this is an issue with bipartisan support, and we saw today even support from key business groups. Lawmakers here believe now is the time for widespread culture change.
In the last few months, you'd have to be under a rock to not have heard the conversations around sexual assault, sexual harassment, and things that are occurring in workplaces that we really haven't had a public dialogue about.
But that public dialogue is now well underway and potentially transitioning into action.
My concern is that we can't just have a conversation. We also need to take steps to change our laws.
Washington State Senator Karen Kaiser has sponsored a series of new bills aimed at combating sexual harassment and assault in the workplace. One of the bills would create a commission to develop model policies for workplaces. Another would make it easier for victims to come forward, despite the prevalence of non-disclosure agreements in many employee contracts.
This will mean that if you are subject to sexual harassment or any kind of sexual assault, you will not be bound by the non-disclosure agreement. You will not be penalized if you report that assault or sexual harassment.
Many of us, at least women my age, thought that this would be behind us.
Melissa Taylor, one of several women who testified today, shared her own story of harassment as a young woman working in tech, something she says her colleagues experienced as well.
What we're talking about is we're talking about women on business trips where their coworkers come to their hotel room in a bathrobe. We're talking about the situation I told you about where we get invited to go to a strip club and then offered money when we don't want to go. We're talking about asking to be under a table to be given oral sex. We are talking about all of these types of things happening in workplaces across our country.
Taylor believes there's now momentum for change, but also visible blowback as the Me Too movement enters its next phase, something she hopes will finally make a dent in what we've learned is a pervasive problem across industries.
As the mother of a 9-year-old daughter, that is not what I want for her.
And that's one big reason why she testified today. Now, the bills that had a hearing still have a ways to go in the legislative process, but there's a group of state lawmakers here who want to keep this a high priority issue during this short legislative session. In Olympia, I'm Natalie Brand, King 5 News.